You are as guilty as they are because you were an essential part of that crime. When you went to spend that blood money on sneakers and jerseys, you revealed to the court the value you place on the human life that was taken.
XXX Tentacion's killer has made a bold new claim in his appeal. Dedrick Williams, one of the men convicted for the 2018 murder of the rapper, is now suggesting that rapper Drake might be involved in the crime. This shocking new argument is raising questions.
He came on social media and said, guys, before he dies, if anybody kills me, it's Drake. Do you think in that time span that they went and they addressed him, they talked to him? No. Do you think sitting here today, years later, any detective has ever asked, Drake or anybody like that? No, they never did that. So you ask yourself, how could that be?
Could Drake be connected to the murder? New evidence is emerging, and it could change everything. On June 18th, 2018, the world was stunned by the sudden death of rapper XXX Tentacion, whose real name was Jose Onfroy.
This morning, 4 men have been charged with the murder and the death of up-and-coming rap star XXX Tentacion, but 2 of the suspects are still on the run this morning. Investigators say Michael Boatwright and Trayvon Newsom confronted the rapper as he left a motorcycle store in Broward County last month. The rapper was found in the driver's seat of his car with multiple gunshot wounds. Investigators believe this started as a robbery.
The 20-year-old star had been on the rise in the music world, known for his hits like Sad and Jocelyn Flores. That day, XXXTentacion had just withdrawn $50,000 from a bank when 2 gunmen confronted him outside a motorcycle dealership in Deerfield Beach, Florida. Simone shot him multiple times while the other grabbed his Louis Vuitton bag containing the cash. The attackers fled the scene in an SUV, leaving XXXTentacion bleeding and lifeless. The murder was caught on security cameras, and the footage played a key role in solving the crime. It showed the gunman and the getaway vehicle in clear detail. Soon, police arrested 3 men: Michael Boatwright, Dedrick Williams, and Trayvon Newsom. At trial, the evidence against them was overwhelming. Surveillance videos, cell phone footage, and text messages all linked the men to the crime. The police even found videos of Boatwright and Newsom flaunting cash that matched the amount stolen from Tentacion. In addition to the video evidence, the prosecution presented text messages from Boatwright shortly after the murder. One text read, "Tell my brother I got money for the new phone." From the crime scene was the starting point. Police traced the getaway SUV, leading them to the suspects. But it didn't end there. Cell phone videos from the accused men also played a significant role in their conviction. After the shooting, Boatwright and Newsom were seen in videos flashing cash. The police found that the money they were flaunting matched the amount XXXTentacion had withdrawn. This was a clear indication that they had the money from the robbery. Further investigation uncovered a series of text messages that linked the suspects to the crime. One key message came from Boatwright shortly after the murder. He texted a friend, saying, "Tell my brother I got money for the new phone." The text came just minutes after the shooting, when news of XXXTentacion's death was starting to spread. Boatwright also sent another text with a news article about the rapper's death, which only deepened the suspicion surrounding him. Perhaps most crucial of all was the testimony from Richard Allen, a man who played a role in the crime but was given a plea deal in exchange for his cooperation. Allen was one of the accomplices who helped plan the robbery and provided the police with key details about what happened. He admitted that he was involved in the plot and told investigators that Boatwright, Williams, and Newsom were the ones who executed the murder. Allen's testimony was vital in securing the convictions of the 3 men. The trial lasted several weeks, with the jury deliberating for over 7 days before delivering a guilty verdict. The prosecution built a solid case using surveillance footage, cell phone videos, text messages, and Allen's testimony. The evidence painted a clear picture of a planned robbery gone wrong, with XXXTentacion becoming the victim of a senseless act of violence. During the trial, the defense argued that there was insufficient evidence to prove that the 3 men were guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. However, the jury didn't buy it. The combination of physical evidence, witness testimony, and the direct links between the suspects and the murder left no room for doubt. The men were convicted of first-degree murder and armed robbery and sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole, with people questioning whether there's more to the story than what was presented at trial. Dedrick Williams, convicted for the murder of XXXTentacion, is now appealing his case. His legal team argues that the trial was unfair. They claim that crucial evidence was excluded and that the court didn't consider all possible suspects. The defense is focusing on a new angle: rapper Drake. Williams' attorneys suggest that Drake might have connections to the murder, linking him to gang activity. Mauricio Padilla, Williams' defense attorney, is leading this appeal. He believes the trial was flawed and that important evidence was ignored. According to Padilla, excluding gang-related testimony could have influenced the case outcome. He argues that the jury never heard about possible ties between Drake and the crime. The new allegations suggest that Drake may have connections to the same gang as one of the co-defendants, Robert Allen. The defense claims that Drake was involved in gang activity and that his music and social media posts contain hidden messages. For example, they point to lyrics in Drake's songs like XXX and I'm Upset, which hint at violent connections. The defense also mentions that people close to Drake might have threatened XXX Tentacion before his death. These claims are controversial, but Padilla is determined to make the case for a new trial. This bold strategy brings a celebrity into the spotlight and raises questions about what happened the day XXXTentacion Tentacion was murdered. A gang expert, Dr. Jesse De La Cruz, was supposed to testify about Drake's potential connections to gang culture. His testimony could have been crucial in showing links between Drake and the suspects involved in XXXTentacion's murder. Mauricio Padilla, Williams' lawyer, explains that Dr. Cruz found evidence of Drake using gang signs and being linked to individuals who threatened XXXTentacion before the murder. However, the court excluded Dr. Cruz's testimony. Social media posts, gang signs, and even lyrics from Drake's songs were also left out, which might have revealed deeper connections to the crime. The Drake connection. The defense argues that Drake may have connections to the murder through gang ties. They highlight lyrics from Drake's songs like XXX and I'm Upset, which they interpret as references to XXXTentacion's death. In XXX, the line, "That's the only time I shot below the neck," is seen as a hint at violence. In I'm Upset, the reference to Louis bags for body bags raises suspicions of murder. The defense suggests these lyrics and alleged threats from Drake's associates point to a deeper involvement. However, the theory remains controversial, with many questioning its validity. During the trial, the defense questioned Richard Allen, the accomplice who testified against his co-defendants. Allen's links to gang culture were explored, but the defense was restricted in how deeply they could cross-examine him, particularly his possible connection to Drake. They wanted to question Allen about these ties, but the court limited their scope. Additionally, crucial evidence like photos of Drake making gang signs and social media posts linking him to individuals involved in the murder was excluded. This raised concerns about the fairness of the trial and whether the jury received all the relevant information. The appeal could lead to a retrial or even an overturned conviction. If successful, it would challenge the original case and potentially change the outcome for Williams and his co-defendants. This case also highlights broader issues of celebrity influence, gang culture, and the justice system's handling of high-profile cases. Is there a hidden connection between Drake and the murder of XXXTentacion? Can this new appeal uncover the truth? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more updates on this developing case.